The quantum arrays at Deep Space Station Artemis hummed their familiar song as Commander Elena Santos conducted her nightly sweep of the long-range sensors. After 15 years of listening to the cosmos, she knew every frequency, every pattern, every whisper of background radiation. That's why when the arrays picked up something different, she noticed immediately. The signal was unlike anything she'd encountered before, a pulsing, rhythmic pattern that seemed to dance between frequencies. Elena's hands flew across the holographic interface, isolating and analyzing the transmission. According to the readings, its source was approaching Earth at impossible speeds. "Dr. Wright, you need to see this," she called out to her chief scientist, who was dozing in his chair nearby. The aging physicist jolted awake, adjusting his glasses as he shuffled over to her station. "Good Lord," he whispered, watching the data stream across the screen. "These energy signatures, they're off the charts. Whatever this is, it's not natural." Elena nodded grimly. "I'm calling it in." She activated the secure quantum channel to Earth Defense Command. "This is Commander Santos at DSS Artemis. We have a Code Omega situation. I repeat, Code Omega." Within hours, the station's observation deck was packed with Earth's top scientists and military officials. The approaching signals had resolved into distinct shapes, a vast fleet of ships unlike anything humanity had ever conceived. Their hulls seemed to bend light itself, creating impossible geometries that hurt the eyes to look at. "Ladies and gentlemen," General Marcus Chen addressed the assembled crowd, his weathered face illuminated by the holographic display. "First contact is imminent. The question is, are they here as friends or foes?" The answer came sooner than anyone expected. The lead vessel of the alien fleet suddenly appeared in high Earth orbit, having crossed the remaining distance in an instant. Before panic could set in, a transmission reached every communications device on the planet simultaneously. "People of Earth," the message began, translated perfectly into every human language. "We are the archivists, guardians of galactic knowledge and civilization. We come with urgent purpose." The being that materialized in the station's conference room looked almost like liquid mercury given form, a silvery, humanoid shape that rippled and shifted in the light. It identified itself as Nexus, an emissary of the Archivist Collective. "Your species has drawn our attention," Nexus announced, its voice resonating directly in their minds. "You possess something unique in all our records, a quality we have never encountered in our millions of years of observation." Elena stepped forward, her scientific curiosity overcoming her initial fear. "What quality?" "Your consciousness," Nexus replied. "The human mind exists in a quantum state we thought impossible. Your ability to collapse multiple probability waves through sheer will, it is unprecedented." General Chen's eyes narrowed. "Why tell us this now? Why not continue observing?" The archivist's form rippled with what might have been anxiety, "Because another race has also discovered your potential. They are called the Void Hunters, and they consume consciousness itself. They have already destroyed countless civilizations, absorbing their knowledge and essence. Now they come for Earth." The room erupted in chaos as military officials began shouting questions about defenses and timeframes. Belina, however, noticed something odd about their visitor. Each time the Void Hunters were mentioned, Nexus's form seemed to flicker in a particular pattern. She pulled Dr. Wright aside. "Something's not right," she whispered. "The way it moves when discussing the threat. It reminds me of human micro-expressions. I think it's hiding something." The elderly scientist nodded slowly. "The quantum consciousness explanation. It's too convenient, almost like they're telling us exactly what we want to hear." Their whispered conversation was interrupted by General Chen's commanding voice. "How long do we have?" 3 Earth months, Nexus responded. "We offer our knowledge and technology to help you prepare. But know this, the Void Hunters cannot be reasoned with. They will not stop until they have consumed every conscious being in the galaxy." As the others began discussing defense strategies, Elena continued observing their alien visitor. She'd spent her career studying patterns in space, and something about this situation was creating a pattern she didn't like. The archivists were hiding something crucial, something that could determine the fate of humanity. When the meeting finally ended, Alina made her way to the station's quantum physics lab. If human consciousness was truly as unique as the archivists claimed, there had to be a way to measure and understand it. She had 3 months to uncover the truth about human potential, about the Void Hunters, and about their mysterious benefactors. As she initiated a series of consciousness wave experiments, Alina couldn't shake the feeling that humanity was being maneuvered into position like pieces on a cosmic chessboard. The question was, were they meant to be pawns or players? The arrays hummed their endless song as humanity prepared for war, unaware that the greatest threat might not be the enemies they could see, but the allies they thought they could trust. The Global Defense Initiative's headquarters buzzed with activity as humanity scrambled to prepare for war. Holographic displays showed the progress of planetary shield installations, while engineers worked tirelessly to integrate archivist technology into Earth's defensive systems. Commander Alina Santos watched it all from her new post as head of the Quantum Research Division, her suspicions growing stronger by the day. The archivists had delivered on their promises, sharing advanced technology that seemed decades beyond human capability. Faster than light drives, energy shields, weapons that could tear holes in space itself, all freely given to help humanity defend against the approaching Void Hunters. It was almost too perfect. The consciousness readings are off the charts again, Dr. Wright reported, studying the data from their latest experiments. They had been testing human subjects' interaction with archivist technology, and the results were consistently bizarre. It's like the tech is responding to something deeper than just neural activity. Alina leaned over his shoulder, studying the quantum waveforms. Notice how the patterns change when the subject feels strong emotions. It's almost like the technology is feeding off them, Dr. Wright finished. But that's impossible, isn't it? Before Alina could respond, their lab's quantum computer suddenly activated itself, projecting a series of complex equations into the air. The formulas twisted and reformed, eventually resolving into a pattern that made Alina's breath catch in her throat. "Marcus," she called General Chen on their secure channel. "You need to see this. Now." The general arrived within minutes, accompanied by Nexus. The archivist's mercurial form seemed more agitated than usual, rippling with unusual patterns as it observed the equations. "These formulas," Alina explained, "they're showing that consciousness isn't just a quantum phenomenon. It's a form of energy. And according to these calculations, human consciousness operates on a frequency that makes it incredibly powerful and harvestable." General Chen's expression darkened. "Harvestable? By whom?" "That's what concerns me," Alina continued, watching Nexus carefully. "The Void Hunters supposedly consume consciousness, but what if they're not the only ones? What if there's more than one way to harvest consciousness energy?" Nexus's form flickered violently. "Your theories are interesting but misguided, Commander. We should focus on preparing for the Void Hunter threat." But Alina wasn't finished. She pulled up another set of readings. "We've been monitoring quantum fluctuations around all archivist technology. There's a constant drain, subtle, but measurable. You're not just giving us technology, are you? You're using it to siphon our consciousness energy." The room fell silent as Nexus's form grew completely still. When it spoke again, its mental voice carried an edge they'd never heard before. "You are more perceptive than expected, Commander. But knowing the truth changes nothing. The Void Hunters are still coming." "Are they?" General Chen demanded. "Or is that just another lie?" "The Void Hunters are very real," Nexus replied. "But they are not what you think. They are our siblings. Long ago, our species split into 2 factions. They chose to harvest consciousness directly, violently. We developed more subtle methods, but the end result is the same." Alina's mind raced as pieces fell into place. "You're not here to help us fight them. You're competing with them, over us. Your species' consciousness is uniquely potent. Nexus confirmed. We hope to harvest it gradually, sustainably. The Void Hunters would consume you all at once. We believed our way was more ethical. General Chen's hand moved to his sidearm. Get out. Now. Terminate all Archivist technology integration immediately. But Nexus only rippled in what might have been amusement. You cannot simply remove our technology. It is already integrated into your systems, your weapons, your shields, and the Void Hunters are still coming. Without our help, you will be consumed. Your only choice is to accept our protection and the small price we ask in return. As security forces rushed into the lab, Nexus vanished, leaving behind only a lingering thought. Choose wisely, humans. Your consciousness will be harvested one way or another. At least our way allows you to survive. In the chaos that followed, Elena turned to General Chen. What do we do now? If we can't use their tech, we're defenseless against the Void Hunters. If we do use it, we're just choosing the slower death. The general's face set in grim determination. Then we make a third choice. Dr. Wright, those consciousness energy equations, could we use them to create our own technology? Something they've never seen before. Dr. Wright adjusted his glasses nervously. Theoretically, yes, but we'd need more data on how consciousness energy can be manipulated. And we have to find a way to shield our research from both Archivist factions. Do it, Chen ordered. Commander Santos, you're in charge of the project. Complete secrecy. If both these alien races want our consciousness so badly, let's show them exactly what human consciousness can do when it's backed into a corner. As Elena gathered her team, a plan began forming in her mind. The Archivists had made a crucial mistake. They had revealed the true source of their power. Now humanity knew what it was fighting for, and more importantly, what it was fighting with. The race was on to unlock humanity's true potential before either alien faction could claim it for themselves, and Elena had a feeling both the Archivists and the Void Hunters were about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating human ingenuity. The underground quantum research facility hummed with energy as Dr. Wright made the final adjustments to their consciousness amplification chamber. 2 months of sleepless nights and countless failed experiments had led to this moment. Commander Elena Santos watched from behind the reinforced observation window, her heart racing with anticipation. Final safety checks complete, Dr. Wright announced, his voice trembling with exhaustion and excitement. We're ready for the first full-scale test. Elena nodded to General Chen, who stood beside her. Begin the sequence. The chamber activated, filling with a soft blue light as consciousness energy patterns danced across its surfaces. Inside their volunteer test subject, a young physicist named Dr. Sarah Chen, the general's daughter, sat perfectly still as the energy field built around her. Suddenly, every monitor in the facility lit up with unprecedented readings. Sarah's consciousness waves were amplifying, resonating at frequencies that should have been impossible. Through the window, Elena watched in amazement as visible energy began coursing around the young scientist's body. This is incredible, Dr. Wright breathed, studying the readings. She's not just channeling the energy, she's directing it, shaping it with her thoughts alone. Before they could continue their observations, emergency alarms blared throughout the facility. General Chen rushed to the command console, his face paling at the incoming data. They're here, he announced grimly. Multiple Void Hunter vessels just appeared in Earth orbit. They're launching their first attack. Elena's mind raced. Their consciousness weapon wasn't ready for deployment, but they were out of time. Sarah, she called through the intercom. We need to abort the test. No, Sarah's voice came back, steady and clear despite the visible energy swirling around her. I can feel it. The power, the potential. We can't stop now. Before anyone could respond, the facility shook with the impact of the first Void Hunter assault. Above ground, Earth's defense forces engaged the alien ships, but their weapons, still partly reliant on Archivist technology, proved frustratingly ineffective. Through it all, Sarah remained in the chamber, her consciousness energy building to levels that threatened to overwhelm their sensors. Then something extraordinary happened. The energy began to spread, reaching out through the facility's quantum network to touch the minds of everyone present. Elena gasped as she felt it. A connection, a sharing of consciousness that amplified her own awareness. Around her, others experienced the same phenomenon. It was as if Sarah had become a catalyst, awakening something that had laid dormant in human consciousness since the beginning of their species. They were right about one thing. Sarah's voice echoed in their minds. Human consciousness is unique, but they never understood why. Through their shared awareness, Elena suddenly understood. Humans weren't just capable of generating consciousness energy. They could share it, combine it, amplify it together. What the archivists and void hunters sought to harvest, humanity could freely give to one another. The facility shook again as void hunter forces breached the upper levels. General Chen ordered an immediate evacuation, but Sarah remained in the chamber, now glowing with intense energy. "Sarah, please," he begged his daughter. "We have to go." "Dad," she replied, her voice filled with determination. "I know what I have to do. The chamber, it's not just an amplifier. It's a template. I can show everyone how to access this power, but I need you to get the data to other facilities worldwide. Can you do that?" Elena looked at the general, seeing the anguish in his eyes as he realized what his daughter was proposing. With tears streaming down his face, he nodded and began the data transfer sequence. The next few minutes were chaos. As void hunter forces pushed deeper into the facility, Sarah's consciousness energy reached its peak. Through their quantum networks, she broadcast the template, the key to unlocking human consciousness potential, to research centers around the globe. The effort was enormous. As the last data packets transmitted, Sarah's physical form began to fade, consumed by the very energy she had helped unleash. But her consciousness remained, merged with the quantum field itself, her final thoughts reaching out to touch them all. "Now show them," her voice whispered in their minds. "Show them what humanity can really do." As Elena and the others evacuated through emergency tunnels, carrying the precious consciousness amplification data, the void hunters breached the main chamber. But they found only empty space where they had detected such powerful consciousness energy. Above ground, the first signs of humanity's awakening began to manifest. All across the globe, people reported strange sensations, new awareness, the ability to connect with others in ways never before possible. The consciousness template was spreading, teaching humans how to access and share their innate power. Elena emerged from the facility to see the night sky lit up with warfare. But now, something was different. The defending human forces were beginning to coordinate in impossible ways, their consciousness energy allowing them to react and respond as one. For the first time since the aliens arrived, the void hunters' advance faltered. They had come expecting to harvest human consciousness, as they had done countless times before. Instead, they found themselves facing something entirely new, a species learning to wield the very power they had sought to steal. As she watched Earth's defenders push back against the alien onslaught, Elena silently thanked Sarah for her sacrifice. The young scientist had given humanity more than just a weapon. She had given them understanding of their true nature, their true potential. The real battle was just beginning. But now humanity had something neither the void hunters nor the archivists had counted on: unity of consciousness, freely given and shared, growing stronger with each passing moment. And that, Elena realized, was what they had feared all along. 1 month after Sarah Chen's sacrifice, the war for Earth had transformed into something neither the void hunters nor the archivists had anticipated. Commander Elena Santos stood in the new Global Defense Command Center, watching consciousness energy patterns flow across holographic displays like rivers of light. Humanity had not only learned to harness their consciousness energy, but had begun to innovate with it in ways that stunned their alien adversaries. The Void Hunters' initial assault had been repelled, and now Earth's forces were preparing to take the fight to them. The latest consciousness sync reports are in, Dr. Wright announced, his tired face illuminated by the displays. 90% of the global population has now accessed their expanded consciousness abilities. The collective field is stronger than ever. Elena nodded, feeling the constant hum of shared consciousness that now connected humanity. It wasn't mind reading or thought control as science fiction had imagined, but something far more profound. A voluntary sharing of awareness, strength, and purpose. And the new weaponry? General Chen asked, examining another display showing their latest military developments. Ready for deployment, Elena confirmed. By combining consciousness energy with captured Void Hunter technology, we've created something entirely new. We're calling them Thought Strikers, weapons powered by collective consciousness that can disrupt their harvesting systems. The development hadn't been easy. They'd lost good people learning how to properly channel consciousness energy into military applications. But each sacrifice had taught them more about their capabilities, and now they were ready to strike back. A sudden ripple through the collective consciousness alerted them to an incoming transmission. The holographic displays flickered, and Nexus appeared, its mercurial form seeming less stable than before. Your species continues to surprise us, the archivist stated. We offer one final chance for cooperation. The Void Hunters will strip your consciousness away entirely. At least under our guidance, you could survive. Elena stepped forward, feeling the support of billions of human minds strengthening her resolve. You still don't understand what you're dealing with, do you? We're not choosing between two forms of slavery. We're choosing freedom. Freedom. Nexus rippled with what might have been amusement. You are children playing with forces you cannot comprehend. The harvesting of consciousness has maintained order in this galaxy for millions of years. Maybe that's the problem, Elena replied. Maybe the galaxy needs a little chaos. As if in response to her words, alarms blared throughout the command center. Multiple Void Hunter vessels had appeared in the solar system, more than they'd ever encountered before. But this time, Earth was ready. The counteroffensive began with a synchronized consciousness pulse from billions of human minds. The collective energy surge overwhelmed the Void Hunters' harvesting systems, creating temporary vulnerabilities in their defenses. Earth's new Thought Striker weapons took advantage of these gaps, their consciousness-powered beams tearing through alien shields that had once seemed impenetrable. Through the collective consciousness, Elena felt humanity's coordinated response. Fighter pilots moved with impossible precision, their shared awareness allowing for maneuvers that defied conventional physics. Ground forces deployed consciousness-enhanced barriers that adapted instantly to enemy attacks. But the most significant advantage came from an unexpected source. As the battle raged, humans began instinctively sharing not just consciousness energy, but innovation itself. New tactics, technological improvements, and battle strategies spread through the collective consciousness in real time, allowing Earth's forces to evolve their approach faster than their enemies could adapt. The Void Hunters, for the first time in their ancient history, found themselves truly challenged. Their attempts to harvest human consciousness were met with fierce resistance as humanity's collective field proved too dynamic, too interconnected to be easily captured. In orbit, Elena watched from a consciousness-enhanced battleship as Earth's forces pushed the Void Hunters back. The aliens' rigid, hierarchical consciousness structure proved to be their weakness against humanity's fluid, adaptive network. But victory wasn't assured yet. As the Void Hunters retreated, long-range sensors detected massive energy signatures approaching from deep space. The archivists were making their move, bringing their full fleet to claim what they saw as their rightful harvest. They're coming, Elena announced to the collective consciousness. Both of them. This was never just about defending Earth. If we want true freedom, we need to end this cycle of consciousness harvesting once and for all. Through the collective field, she felt humanity's response, not just agreement, but a shared vision of how to achieve it. Sarah Chen's consciousness template had shown them how to access their power. Now they would use that power to reshape the galaxy itself. As both alien fleets converged on Earth, Alina felt a familiar presence in the collective consciousness, a whisper of Sarah's remaining essence, forever part of the quantum field she had helped unlock. "We know what to do," Alina transmitted to all Earth's forces. "Consciousness isn't meant to be harvested or hoarded. It's meant to be shared, to grow, to evolve. Let's show them what consciousness can really achieve when it's set free." The final battle for the future of consciousness in the galaxy was about to begin, and humanity was ready to prove that their greatest strength wasn't in their technology or their weapons, but in their unity, their adaptability, and their unwavering spirit of defiance. The solar system became a battlefield unlike any in galactic history. Two ancient alien armadas converged on Earth, while humanity's combined fleet stood its ground, consciousness energy flowing between ships and crews like streams of living light. Commander Alina Santos felt the collective determination of billions of minds as she coordinated Earth's defense from the bridge of the flagship Defiance. The vessel, like all of humanity's new ships, was powered by the shared consciousness of its crew, making it more agile and responsive than any conventional spacecraft. "The Void Hunters are approaching from the outer system," Dr. Wright reported, his consciousness linked with the ship's sensors. "The archivists are coming in from the inner system. They mean to trap us between them." "Let them try," Alina responded, feeling General Chen's tactical expertise flowing through the collective consciousness. "Humanity has spent its entire history surviving between powerful forces trying to crush us. This time, we're ready for it." The alien fleets launched their assault simultaneously, their opposing strategies clear through their attack patterns. The Void Hunters came in aggressive and direct, their ships attempting to overwhelm Earth's defenses through sheer force. The Archivists moved more subtly, their vessels trying to infiltrate and subvert human consciousness networks. But humanity had learned from both their enemies. The collective consciousness field shifted and adapted, becoming chaotic and unpredictable when the Void Hunters tried to harvest it, then structured and impenetrable when the Archivists attempted to infiltrate it. Through the quantum field, Alina felt Sarah Chen's lingering presence growing stronger, resonating with the combined consciousness of humanity. An idea formed, not from any single mind, but from the collective innovation of billions of connected consciousness. "Dr. Wright," Alina called out, the plan crystallizing in their shared awareness. "The consciousness template Sarah created, could we modify it to affect their consciousness structures?" The scientist's eyes widened as he grasped the implications. Yes, their consciousness is more rigid, more hierarchical. If we could broadcast Sarah's template at them, we could show them another way, Alina finished. "Not harvesting, not controlling, but sharing, General." Chen nodded, already directing consciousness energy to power up their quantum broadcast arrays. "Do it." The modified template surged outward from Earth's fleet, carried on waves of consciousness energy freely given by billions of humans. It struck the alien armadas like a tsunami of pure thought, disrupting their ancient consciousness structures. At first, there was chaos. Void Hunter ships collided with each other as their hierarchical control faltered. Archivist vessels phased in and out of reality as their consciousness networks destabilized. Then something extraordinary happened. Individual aliens within both fleets began responding to the template, their consciousness expanding beyond their rigid structures. Through the quantum field, Alina felt their awakening, their first taste of true consciousness freedom. "This is what you feared," Alina broadcast to both fleets. "Not our consciousness itself, but the idea it represents, the knowledge that consciousness isn't meant to be harvested or controlled. It's meant to be shared." The battle paused as the template continued its work. More and more alien minds awakened to new possibilities, their consciousness resonating with humanity's shared field. The change wasn't instant or universal. Many still resisted, but it was spreading. Nexus appeared on the Defiance's bridge, its form more unstable than ever. "What have you done?" "The structure, the order we maintained for millions of years, was stagnation," Alina finished. Consciousness needs to grow, to change, to evolve. You and the Void Hunters were so focused on harvesting it that you never understood its true nature. Through the quantum field, they felt the ancient consciousness structures of both alien civilizations continuing to transform. Those who accepted the change began sharing their consciousness willingly, creating new connections that transcended their old divisions. But some refused to change. A faction of both species, led by their most ancient members, prepared for one final desperate attack. They would rather destroy Earth than see their order dissolve. All ships, Alina broadcast through the collective consciousness. Final defense pattern. Show them everything humanity can do. Earth's fleet moved as one, consciousness energy surging to unprecedented levels. The template had taught humanity how to access their potential, but it was their choice to share it freely that gave them their true strength. The battle that followed was brief but spectacular. The resistant aliens found their consciousness-based weapons useless against humanity's shared field. Earth's thought strikers, powered by the willing sacrifice of consciousness energy from billions, broke through their defenses. In the end, those who chose to cling to the old ways were defeated not just by humanity's weapons, but by their own kind who had embraced change. The galaxy would never be the same. As the dust settled, Alina stood with Dr. Wright and General Chen, watching Earth's fleet return home. Through the quantum field, they felt the beginnings of a new galactic civilization, one where consciousness was shared, not harvested, where innovation and change were celebrated, not feared. Sarah would be proud, Chen said softly, feeling his daughter's essence still resonating in the quantum field. She showed us the way. She showed everyone the way, Alina corrected. But it was humanity's choice to follow it, to share it. That's what makes us unique. As Earth celebrated its victory, the quantum field hummed with new possibilities. Humanity had not just defended itself, it had transformed the galaxy. The age of consciousness harvesting was over. The age of consciousness sharing had begun. And somewhere in the quantum field, Sarah Chen's consciousness continued to resonate, a reminder that humanity's greatest strength wasn't in their defiance of overwhelming odds, but in their willingness to share, to change, and to grow. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again.